of SEC Media Days in the books. The event taking place at the Hyatt Regency Winfrey Hotel in Hoover. We're about 5 minutes from the venue, but you're rocking and rolling right now with the best and baddest in the game, in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, bringing you the show from the magic city of Birmingham, streaming this to you on YouTube. Speaking of a channel, go ahead right now, drop a thumbs up, give a like on the show, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, hit that bell, so that way you get all the news, notes, alerts, entertainment, and conversation on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. Really happy to have everybody tuning into the show on today. We got a lot to dive into, a lot to uncover after not having media days last year due to COVID, having it back, we got a lot of content, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, people talking out the side of their neck. COVID got folks talking. Having media days after COVID, it's got a lot of people talking. We're ready to get in here, ready to dive in and unpack all of this crazy going on. Of course, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, TDA, we will be in the building on Wednesday as Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide take center stage, but we will constantly update you guys on what's going on in regarding media days. But we also got you covered on Facebook and Twitter as well, all forms of social media, streaming to you the show. No excuse whatsoever for you not to be locked on to the #1 show here for your Crimson Tide. Guys, shout out the man, John Ivor in the building, handling things behind the scenes, ones and twos in the production studio. We want you guys being a part of the show tonight. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. That's the number right there to let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Definitely want to hear from you guys. The daily Super Chat goes, $75, daily Super Chat go. You guys have been unbelievable helping us out here on the show with your donations, with the Super Chats, and the love you are showing us here. So definitely want to continue to encourage that from you guys. But without further ado, we jump into topic #1 here of the conversation, and I've mentioned this that, after not having media days last season due to COVID, we're having it back now, and there's so much energy, there's so much commotion, there's so much enthusiasm, there's so much conversation, and there's even some trash talk going on right now. Like I said, people talking off the side of the neck right now, and I'm ready for it, I'm here for it, I'm pumped up for it. We're starting to see people already take shots at the University of Alabama, taking shots at the Crimson Tide. And I for one will say this: if you're going to take shots, it's better for you to unload the chamber right now. It's better for you to drop all of the clip. Unload the clip right now, because it's better to unload the clip now while everybody's undefeated, while it's 0-0, while you haven't played anybody, versus when you start to get repeatedly punched in the mouth. It's not going to be easy to talk then. It's not going to be easy to unload the clip then. So now it's the perfect time. You want to talk trash, you want to take shots, you unload the clip now. And for the Auburn Tigers are already talking. And Tony Fair, who is the recent member here to the Auburn family, Fair, a 6'1", 330-pound defensive lineman from Indiana. He's entering his 7th season of college football. He's bounced around quite a bit. He's endured some injury things, but he started off his career at Indiana State, and then he bounced to Pima Community College in Arizona. He spent the last 2 seasons at UAB, and now he is the latest defensive lineman for the Auburn Tigers. So Tony Fair took to Twitter on yesterday, and he posted this video of him talking about, it's natty season. It's natty season for Auburn. It's natty season for us. But he captioned the video, "We are coming. The Tigers are coming to take the head off the elephant." Tigers are coming. We're coming. Auburn's coming to take the head off the elephant, that being Alabama. Tony Fair, latest member to Auburn, not only guaranteeing a win over Alabama, but he's also saying that this is natty season, national championship season for Auburn. Boy, they're starting. They are starting early. They are starting early. Sweet Jesus, Lord Almighty, they are starting early with the trash talk. They're starting early with the conversation. They're starting early, unloading the clip. Like I said, if you're going to do it, you better do it now before the season starts. And I just feel like, especially where Auburn is concerned, in their minds, it's, okay, Nick Saban's vulnerable at this point. Bama's vulnerable at this point. They don't have another Mac Jones. They don't have another Najee Harris. They darn sure don't have another Devontae Smith or another Jalen Waddle. They don't have another Landon Dickerson. They don't have another Deontay Brown. They don't have another Alex Leatherwood. They don't have another Steve Sarkisian. So what they've been known for the last 3 years, their offense, they've lost a whole bunch of pieces off that. And, of course, their defense, well, we're not going to talk about that because their defense has been on vacation the last 3 years. So they're no good. They're not elite. They're not dominant. They're not special. So if there was a year that we can take down Alabama, now would be the year for us, especially because Saban is vulnerable at this point. That's what's going through the minds of the Auburn faithful. That's what's going through the minds of his statement right here coming from this Auburn defensive lineman in one Tony Fair. And to me, when I look at Coach Saban, when I look at Alabama head coach Nick Saban, this needs to be a statement game for Coach Saban. This Iron Bowl needs to be a statement for Nick Saban. I understand he takes each game one step at a time. I understand he is not one for embarrassing first-year head coaches. He wants to handle things with class. He wants to call off the dogs when it's ready to do so. He wants to say, cease fire, no more. When Alabama's gotten the optimum amount of points that it needs to get to, Nick Saban has always handled things in a first-class way, and that's what we respect so much about him. But when you have a statement like this that says, we're coming to take the head off the elephant, we're coming to take the head off Big Al, we're coming to get this win over Bama, statements like this, you are allowed to cast, having that class to the side a little bit and running the score up and impose your will and make that statement that, hey, I'm still Nick Saban. Hey, this program is still the University of Alabama. Hey, we're still king of the block. Hey, we still are the ones that have all the respect when it comes down to college football. I'm just saying. Now you still need to go out there and have that type of statement, because in the minds of Auburn, once again, they feel like Alabama, Nick Saban, vulnerable this season. And this year, the game is going to be played at JORDAN-HARE Stadium in Auburn. And this is another reason why this is a statement game, but this needs to be a statement game for Alabama, is there are so many venues in college football when Nick Saban and Alabama, they step off the plane, they step off the bus, or whatever the transportation method is. When they step off, that particular venue, that particular atmosphere, it's afraid. It's scared, right? Because it's Nick Saban. Nick Saban's coming to play us. Nick Saban's been dominant here. Alabama's been dominant here. This program has meant business when they step off the bus or off the plane to play this particular team at this venue, as opposed to, JORDAN-HARE Stadium, when Saban steps off the plane, when Saban steps onto that atmosphere, when the players step out into that atmosphere, that is an atmosphere that does not fear Nick Saban. They're not afraid of Nick Saban. They don't feel challenged by Nick Saban. In the mind of JORDAN-HARE Stadium, its idea is, Saban's weak. Saban's average. Saban's not dominant. Saban's not elite. Saban's not marquee. No, we run Saban. Saban's a cupcake. Saban's easy. when it comes to Jordan-Hare Stadium. And the reason why it's that way is you look at since 2007, in Saban's illustrious career here where the Crimson Tide is concerned, he has not had a lot of big, dominant, manhandling success of the Auburn Tigers when it comes to playing Auburn at Jordan-Hare. You look at just his career, as you see it here on screen, he suffered some losses to Auburn at Jordan-Hare. 2007, Alabama suffered a 17-10 loss at the hand of Auburn. In 2013, we all remember the kick six ordeal. Alabama fell, 34-28 at the hands of Auburn. And then you look at 2017, Alabama suffered a tough 26-14 loss at the hands of Auburn. And then, of course, 2019, Alabama suffered a 48-45 loss there at the hands of Auburn. And so you look at Saban's had some close wins, but close wins just so happened to be in 2009, where Alabama got the 26-21 win at Jordan-Hare. Alabama also got the 29-13 win at Jordan-Hare. Both of those matchups, Auburn was in the game. Auburn was fighting. Auburn was right there. The 2009 matchup, Auburn actually had a 21-20 lead until Alabama went on a 17-play, 79-yard drive with 7 minutes and change left to go in the game to get that win. Now, the lone dominant win, the lone win of a Saban era against Auburn at Auburn for Alabama, where Nick Saban and the Tide really put their foot down on Auburn on the road at Jordan-Hare, that was 2011 with A.J. McCarron, Trent Richardson, and that 2011 defense. That team got a 42-14 win, a 28-point victory over Auburn. That's been the one time in Saban's career where he has went over there to Jordan-Hare Stadium and got a big marquee, blow them out, stomp them type of victory. So when you look at this season, especially after this comment from Tony Fair, we're coming to take the head off the elephant. We're coming to take down Bama. We're coming to upset Bama. We're coming to knock Bama off the perch. And then they also go natty season for Auburn. Seeing this conversation, seeing this trash talk, seeing this statement being made here, this year's Iron Bowl, Saban likes to take things one game at a time. I know. I'm there with him. I rock with him on that. But this year's Iron Bowl, after hearing this statement, this is a big situation for Saban. Got to go down there in Jordan-Hare. Got to take all the mystique there out of that atmosphere and mean business and getting a huge, big curb stomp type of victory here. This is what Nick Saban, you got to aim for, especially after hearing Auburn already starting the trash talk here for the week of SEC Media Days. But we take a break right here on the show. Don't just getting started. Upon our return, we go to your phone calls, your thoughts, your tweets, your donations, your chats, your opinions. We get to a conversation with you, for Tide fans, after this.
You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith, brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Get your four-finger bling necklace today by visiting weownthefourthquarter.com. Throw them foes up. Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care, in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
We're back into the action here, folks, from the break of number one form for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Monday, first day of SEC Media Days. We had Florida, we had LSU and South Carolina speak today. On Wednesday, Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide take the podium in Hoover. Touchdown Alabama Magazine, we will be in attendance. Guys, shout out Dr. Daryl Ellis right now. Dr. Daryl Ellis, that $4.99 in the super chats, helping us out here on the show. Appreciate that love coming there from Dr. Daryl Ellis in the super chats. But as we're back in, call lines open, 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. We take our first call from Wayland. Wayland, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Well, it's Monday, SEC Media Days. I was watching it there. I saw Coach O. Coach O was sitting there. He was talking there. We got the best quarterback, the two best quarterbacks in the country, the best defensive backs. Coach O had a lot to say there. I'm going to make a prediction for Coach O. When Alabama gets done tearing him a new butthole, they'll have his check signed when he gets back to New Orleans down there somewhere, Louisiana. And Coach O will be fired before he reaches the end of his schedule this year. I hate to say that, but I don't know. Maybe he'll come to the Nick Saban rehabilitation coach facility at Alabama. But we want to remember Coach William D. Powell. He passed away at 85. He was one of the original Junction boys with Coach Stallings and Bear Bryant as coach. He was on the 63-64 team at Alabama, was a big influence of getting Kenny Stabler there, the 64 national championship. 78-79 also. So, Coach William D. Powell, you rest in peace. We appreciate everything you've done for us. I want to go out on this. Auburn's popping their mouth off right here at SEC Media Days, and we ain't even played a game here. We're going to beat Alabama. Well, I'm like Coach Brown. I'm left hard of hearing that Cal College. Let them set in. When we get down there, it ain't going to be too pretty when we get done. It's going to be like that jug of Milo tea I poured down the drain. That's what they're going to look like when we get done. Remember this, folks. The Blue Ridge game's looking good. All y'all be careful out here in this bad weather and rain. TDA loves all y'all. I do too. We appreciate every one of you. This is a great show. Remember this statistic right here now. Think about this hard when I hang up. Alabama has 18 national championships. The whole SEC only has 26. That's 8 different. I wonder who the best team is in the SEC. I love you, Stephen. I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good. Be safe. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate the call. They're coming from Wayland, starting us off here on the show. We go to our next call in the queue. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Hey, Stephen, this is Alan from Colorado. I called a few times, but I had never identified myself. Just want to say how much I appreciate you and appreciate the program, and roll Tide.
Appreciate that call. They come from Alan from Colorado. Appreciate that so much. This is what we do. We enjoy giving the Alabama football content from every single angle here. As you guys continue to get your thoughts here, 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. Going to go to a quick little topic here. John, I actually got a chance to pick up an SEC media guide for Media Days, and flipping through the Alabama portion of the guide, something caught my attention, and it was wide receiver Xavier Williams, Ziggy Williams, not on the media guide. Alabama wide receiver Xavier Williams, not on the media guide at all. Now, he's not in the transfer portal, but he's not listed in the updated media guide and the updated roster here. So kind of interesting right there. Now, I've been told by close people to the program that he has not practiced all summer. So hopefully everything's okay with Zigzag. I know Coach Saban mentioned how Ziggy, jack of all trades type of receiver, can do a little bit of everything, has a lot of experience, is also experienced in terms of special teams, kickoff return, punt return. So hopefully everything's okay with Xavier Williams, but not listed on the media guide for Alabama. He's not in the transfer portal, but going to be doing some digging here to find out what's going on here with my man Zig. But we take another call here in the queue. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Going on, Charles? Call from the Mafia.
Charles, what's happening with you?
Nothing.
What's on your mind, Charles?
Nick Saban gonna be at SEC Media Days?
I'm going to be at the media days at Charles. I'm going to be there at Charles. Stephen M. Smith. Say it again. Oh, Nick Saban. Nick Saban going to be at the media days, Charles. He's going to be there. Nick Saban going to be there, Charles. I'm going to be there also. So we appreciate Charles from Demopolis with that call right there talking about SEC Media Days. But hopefully things are okay with Xavier Williams. It's just weird not seeing him on the media guide there. But we take our next break here on the show. Upon our return, we got a cool summer update as the enrollees. The summer enrollees have their jerseys for this upcoming season. We'll get into that, and we'll get into a couple of these guys that will actually see big playing time right after this.
You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your 4-finger bling necklace right now at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Rockin' and rolling, folks, as we're back in from the break of a number one forum for Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Monday, getting that work week and SEC Media Days started off for you correctly. Day one in the books, but on Wednesday, Nick Saban, Crimson Tide, taking the podium. But we get into summer enrollees. The summer enrollees for the Crimson Tide have their jersey numbers. All of the jerseys are officially accounted for the guys that came in the summer. So whether it's Henry To'oto or Jamison Williams, Kamar Wheaton, Dallas Turner, Terrion Arnold, Kane Williams, you name them, they're all listed. They're all on the screen right now as you're seeing them all. These freshmen enrollees. Now, some of these guys have some numbers that they got to live up to the meaning behind the number. I mean, Terrion Arnold is wearing number 12. Now, I know Arnold plays defense, the young man from Tallahassee, Florida, but that number 12 hold weight when you talk about Joe Namath wearing that number, Ken Stabler wearing that number. Of course, in the Saban era, Greg McElroy wore that number. So number 12 means a whole lot. So that's a big number right there. I look at Kendrick Blackshear wearing number 40. Kind of thought they would maybe give him a lower number because he's got the stimulant fried chicken and protein powder in him and Kool-Aid from the Mason jar. But they gave Kendrick Blackshear number 40. I guess I can feel that. They gave Kyrie Jackson, the young man from, came out of a JUCO, East Mississippi Community College, but a native of Maryland. They gave Kyrie Jackson number 6. That's an intriguing number, but that number kind of suits him. Dallas Turner is rocking number 15, the young man from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Like number 15 there for Dallas Turner. So we've got some interesting numbers here on the board for these summer enrollees. It's going to be awesome to see them all on the field and what they do here for the Crimson Tide. Kamar Wheaton's got 25. That's a running back number. Keep your eye on him. Wheaton's got 25. JoJo Earl is rocking number 10. Earl, they got that fresh 10 on. Representing the offensive side of the ball there for Alabama. So just running through there a couple of these numbers here as the summer enrollees have got their jersey numbers going into fall camp, which will take place on Thursday, August 5th. You are also seeing the height and weight listed for each player there on the screen. But, of the guys listed, there are some that you can definitely pull out and say, these guys will get adequate playing time. They will see the field quite a bit here in the upcoming season. First and foremost, Henry To'oTo'o, 6'2", 225 pounds, the transfer from Tennessee. She will see adequate playing time. We know this. Alabama is going to be rotating its inside linebackers, but To'oTo'o will see action in that group right there. Now, I know a lot of you have been saying, don't sleep on Jalen Moody. Don't count Jalen Moody out. Don't cast Moody to the side. I'm not counting Moody out. I'm not casting Moody to the side. This is a battle here between Moody and To'oTo'o, but I really do want to see in fall camp to get a look at who starts at that middle Mike linebacker position. I'm just saying because of To'oTo'o's skill set and his versatility and also his experience coming over from Tennessee, you have to say that he will see adequate playing time, much playing time on the field here for the Crimson Tide. That young man, Henry To'oTo'o. Behind him, you look at a guy like a Jamison Williams. He will see playing time. Experience, once again, coming over from Ohio State, and the 2 years he's had there with the Buckeyes. We all saw him catch that 45-yard touchdown pass from Justin Fields in the college football playoff semifinal for Sugar Bowl against Clemson. So we know with Williams at 6'2", 189 pounds, the speed, the burst, the acceleration, the explosiveness. He's got good hands. He's been impressing people throughout the summer program, whether it be 7-on-7 things, summer workouts. He's been strong this offseason. So after John Mechie and Slade Bolden, kind of have to keep your eyes there on Jamison Williams. He will get quite the amount of playing time in the upcoming season. Behind those two, you have to look at Kamar Wheaton at the running back position. Now, I know Brian Robinson, the main guy. Behind him, you got a Jace McClellan, a Roydell Williams, a Trey Sanders. But I think Kamar Wheaton, he will get carries. He will steal some carries. I think, and we all know with the new red shirt rule, you can play up to 4 games before they put the red shirt tag on you. So I see Kamar Wheaton, he will find a way to steal some carries. He'll grab some opportunities here or there in some games. I think he's too talented to just slap the complete red shirt on him and not play him at all this season. I think Saban will work him into some opportunities in a few games this year. 4 games that being before slapping that red shirt on him. And then last but not least, I look at a guy like Jack Martin getting playing time at the punter position. He'll have a shot as the transfer coming in here from Troy University to prove that he's the best leg in the punting aspect on the team. Yes, he has to battle the likes of Ty Pirine and also James Burnett, the young man coming over here from Australia, also Sam Johnson as a punter as well. So there's some names here that Jack Martin will have to go up against, but I feel like this is his opportunity to show that he's got the best leg there at the punting role. But I mean, those are just some guys that I feel like are going to get, major playing time or adequate playing time here in the upcoming season. But also, keep your eyes on, the guys like Dallas Turner, the guys like Terrion Arnold. Those two could see some field time this year, but I just picked the 4 guys that I picked out. I just picked the guys that I picked out just due to they have a chance to get on the field and make some big noise. But happy to see the early enrollees, the summer guys, get their jerseys, which means we are inching closer and closer to the start of fall camp. I'm juiced up. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Happy to see that take shape there. But we go to another break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, just getting started. When we get back, we return to the phone lines to take your calls, your thoughts, your interactions, your opinions right after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com now to get your 4-finger bling necklace. You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your 4-finger bling necklace right now at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
We're back in from the break, folks. It don't matter if it's the first day of football season, first day of school, Christmas Day, or SEC Media Days. That daily Super Chat goal is getting met. So how about Wayland? Wayland at $9.99 in the Super Chats. Appreciate the love from our own Wayland. And then McConaughey. Woo! McConaughey, that $75 donation coming from him. The daily Super Chat goal of $75 has been met thanks to each and every last one of you guys helping us out here on the show. As we're back in from the break here, call lines open. We'll take your phone calls right now. Brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. We grab a call right now. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? This is Tobias from Fresno. How's it going, Steven?
Big Tobias, big Fresno, big California. What's going on with you, my man?
Oh, it's going great, man. Love what you're doing as always, man. I'm out in kind of a remote area, and it's not allowing me to super chat it, but I'll get that in there, man. You know, every time I call, I'm going to do a super chat. But I'm just listening to these people, Steven. I mean, you need to be on like the regular radio or something. Hopefully you get that opportunity, like to be on ESPN more or something. Because these people, they don't know what they're talking about. They keep acting as though they say Texas A&M is getting better. Their recruiting has been great the last 3 years. Georgia is getting better. Well, we getting better. So I don't understand their point. That's the point. That's the point when you're dealing with greatness, man. We're still getting better. And this is what keeps us ahead.
The crazy thing is, it's never been could Jimbo Fisher and Kirby Smart recruit. They have always been able to recruit. The problem has been, can they develop the players? That's the problem.
Yes, sir.
Can they develop the players?
Yes, sir.
And can they win with the players they are trying to develop? That's been the hang-up. I mean, anybody can recruit. We saw Butch Jones when Butch Jones was with Tennessee. Butch Jones can flat out recruit. It's not recruiting. It's can you develop and can you win?
Absolutely, sir. And then can you be a sharpshooter? Like, when the game is on the line, Kirby Smart, I heard one pundit say, oh, that game was stolen from them in 2017. I said, that wasn't stolen. They got beat. Then they said last year, that game was stolen from them. If they would have had JT Daniels, they were beat. Because we still put up 40 points on that defense. That's what nobody's talking about, Steven. So it's kind of crazy when I hear these conversations. And when I look at, I wanted to get your opinion about a couple of things. Because I know Bryce, you know, he's going to be the man. We're believing he's going to be able to make that step. We saw a few good things in spring and stuff like that. We don't need to have a miraculous quarterback. I know everyone's mind is like, ever since Tua, Jalen and Tua, like we expect miraculous, but we don't need miraculous. We need somebody who can just kind of flow in the system and not give the ball away and let us play Alabama football. So my question to you, man, I saw that video you put up on that Jalen Milroe. Bro, he looks like a Jalen Hurts kind of, but with a better arm. Can you tell me a little bit about him? And I have another question for you.
A little bit about Jalen Milroe. I mean, the young man from Tompkins High School in Texas, 4-star guy. I mean, He built like a linebacker, but the kid's got tremendous speed as a runner, really good runner. Coach Saban has raved about his leadership, his potential to be a complete player. What I want to see is, can he pop within the first 2 weeks of fall camp? Because we all know when you start popping in the first 2 weeks of fall camp, the coaching staff loves to get out in front of the story and try to shush it down. So the first 2 weeks of fall camp, I'm excited to see what Milroe can look like. But we appreciate that call there from my man Tobias Harris here. Moving on to the next call in the queue. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Hey, this is Alan calling back from Colorado. I got so fired up over Whalen there a while ago, I forgot to ask you my question.
Go ahead, my man.
Okay, now taking Nick Saban completely out of this, because we know he's not going anywhere, which of these top NCAA football coaches do you think the NFL has their eye on for a head coaching spot, after this next year?
Okay, so taking Nick Saban out of the question, the coach that the NFL can have their eye on, that's a good question. I would keep my eyes.
Not just Saban. There's a lot of good coaches out there. A lot of good
I know.
depth.
I would keep my eyes on Lincoln Riley of Oklahoma, because I know the Cowboys at one point in time had their eye on him. So I would look at Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma. I would look at that's a good question. Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma. I would look at possibly Lane Kiffin, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Lane Kiffin. Maybe Lane Kiffin. There's a couple of them out there, but number one, I would definitely say Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma. We appreciate that call that coming from my man from Colorado. We take our next call here. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Stephen, hi. It's Bill from New York City.
Let me tell
Bill,
you, man. What's going on, man?
Listen, I'm sending you checks. I don't know how fast you get them. I'm about to send another one, but it doesn't seem like they're coming through in the show. But anyway, look, I want to tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my wife she bought me tickets to a play on Broadway with Carole King, and she didn't know it was the day of the A game. You understand? So after it was over, we went across the street and we watched the A game in this beautiful pub. So you know who was there? John Mechie was kicking ass. He when I watched that game, I knew how good he was going to be. So I'm telling you, I don't have your knowledge, God forbid, Coach Saban's knowledge, but I'm saying Ajay Hall, you know how great that guy's going to be? He reminds me of Devontae Smith, and, I know that's a lot to say, but look at the way he jumps up and gets that ball. He gets that ball, and he don't care who's around him. That's my one comment. And the other one is, I think our backup linebackers and defensive backs would be, I'm going to go as far as to say, top 5 in any other school. Our backups. Our defense is just going to crush people. And as always, Stephen, great to talk to you. You're doing such a great job.
Appreciate my man Bill from New York calling in, giving us his thoughts on the show. Gotta also shout out Bill from New York for the donations he's been giving in. Appreciate the love, my man Bill from the Big Apple. Bill from NYC showing us the love here on this show. As always, if you got thoughts here, 205-448-1358, number to call in. We grab another call right now. You're live on the show. What's going on?
Steven, I'm back again. I'm wound up. Bill from New York, thank you for calling in to TDA. Alan from Colorado, we love all y'all calling in. We love every one of y'all. But listen here, I'm going to give you some advice right quick now on Wednesday. Don't y'all get down there and get Coach Saban mad at y'all. Now, he'll cuss y'all out. He'll make a choir boy blush, Steven. Now, get them questions right, okay?
I got you, Wagon. I got you.
All right, that sounds good. Everybody, like I said, Bill, Alan, we love you. We love TDA. I'm getting out of here. I'll see y'all in a few days. God bless everybody. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate Waylon calling back in. I appreciate Waylon for that call there. I got my 5 to 6 pack of questions here ready for Coach Saban on Wednesday. I'll probably be able to get to one, maybe two, but definitely one. But before we take our next break here, cool topic as Crimson Tide with 4 players that have made it to the Maxwell Award / Chuck BEDNARIK Award watching list, preseason award watching list here. The Maxwell Award goes to College Football's Player of the Year. The Chuck BEDNARIK Award goes to the Defensive Player of the Year in college football. So for the Maxwell honor, we got Brian Robinson at running back, John Mechie at wide receiver, both named to that preseason list. And for the Chuck BEDNARIK Award watching list, we have Josh Jobe and Will Anderson. So the Crimson Tide already starting this thing off. SEC Media Days on these preseason watching lists. As we continue throughout the week, we'll be updating you guys on the Fred Biletnikoff Award watching list, the Bronco Nagurski Award watching list, the Jim Thorpe Award watching list, and all encompassing of these different organizations and outlets putting up their preseason candidates for these awards. But we take another break here on the show, folks. Upon our return, we dive into buy, sell, or hold a new 6-pack of questions in the game segment for this Alabama football team. We'll get into it after this.
If you're an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan and you love to flaunt it, then show your Alabama Crimson Tide support by grabbing the All Bama sneakers. They feature bold Crimson Tide graphics, so no one will be able to question where your allegiance lies. When you add these sweet sneakers to your Alabama Crimson Tide collection, go to stsfootwear.com and use the code TDALABAMA for $15 off your purchase. That's code TDALABAMA for $15 off your purchase. Go to stsfootwear.com and get your All Bama sneakers today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, people, we're back in here. We are back in here from the break of a #1 forum for Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Appreciating everybody for writing in, calling in, texting in, super chatting in, donating in, making this your show on a Monday, getting that work week and SEC Media Days started off correctly. Before we get into buy, sell, or hold, wrapping things up here, got to remind you of TDAWare.com. That is TDAWare.com. So for everybody still overjoyed with the Crimson Tide's national championship, we want you guys to check out our championship collection merch. Now this means you grab you an 18 of them things, folk, hoodie, t-shirt, or sweatshirt, as well as our Got 18 We Do shirts. Designs that feature all 18 championship years on the back. You head on over to TDAWare.com, do it right now, TDAWare.com, and you go to the Championship Collections merch tab, and you get you that gear today, showing their support for Coach Saban, the University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us here at TDA, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But now, we got new segment of buy, sell, or hold 6-pack of interactive questions here when you talk your Crimson Tide for this upcoming season. So without further ado, we jump into it right now. First thought in the conversation of buy, sell, or hold, and this goes to the Alabama offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien will spend more than 1 year at Alabama. Now, for Bill O'Brien, he comes over from the NFL, the New England Patriots, and the Houston Texans. Now, Bill O'Brien was not fired for his offensive mind. He was let go because he was trying to be a GM, a general manager, and a coach. He was trying to be an executive as well as being a coach. So he couldn't do both at the same time. Now, his offensive mind, his offensive acumen, he's one of the best in the game. He's one of the best in the sport. We saw it with the Houston Texans. We saw it with the New England Patriots with Tom Brady and the tight ends that the Patriots have there. We saw it with the Penn State Nittany Lions in college football. So we know with Bill O'Brien is capable of doing. And we've seen when Coach Saban has brought in a coach to be a part of this rehab experiment here, a lot of these coaches have turned out great. A lot of these coaches have turned out exceptionally well. And a lot of times, Coach Saban is like, take your time, work with me here, work with me here. I will get you to where you need to be at. I will mold you. I will develop you to where you would want to be at, in the future. So the thought process is Bill O'Brien staying more than 1 year at Alabama. I know U.S. fans in the chat line, you're going by with 50%. John, what was my response to that?
I'm headed to the bank right now.
I'm buying it also. I think Bill O'Brien stays for more than 1 year. He needs to be he needs to be able to gel with Coach Saban and show that he can really be a head coach again at the next level given the opportunity. So he needs to have a few years molding, gelling, learning there from Coach Saban. So I'll buy that one. Moving on to the next thought here in the game of buy, sell, or hold. And this thought will go to the tight end position here, Bama tight ends. So the Bama tight ends will put up more than 750 yards receiving for the upcoming season. Now, I like the tight end position. I do. Jaleel Billingsley and Cameron Latou are two very good players, two really good players. We saw what Jaleel Billingsley did this past season. 18 catches, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's going to be utilized more. Cam Latou, in the spring game, he had everybody buzzing all spring long. We know Bill O'Brien, he likes to use the double tight end sets. We saw it in New England with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. Both guys were wildly successful. We saw the double tight end sets for O'Brien with the Houston Texans. We saw it with the Penn State Nittany Lions in college, so he's known to do this. But also, you look at this here, Alabama's trying to get the ball to everybody, right? They want everybody offensively in terms of skill position to be a threat. Running backs will be catching the ball out of the backfield. You have a ton of receivers that are going to want to catch the ball as well. So I like the tight end position. I think Jaleel and Cam Latou are going to have strong seasons. But before I get into my thought, let's see. U.S. fans are buying this 70% with the tight ends averaging or totaling more than 750 receiving yards. But, John, what was my thought on that? Don't see it. Don't see it, because you got running backs trying to catch the ball. You're going to have John Mechie, Slade Bolden, Jamison Williams. Could be a freshman stepping up here that's trying to catch the ball. So many guys trying to catch the ball. Like I said, Jaleel Billingsley, Cam Latou, they're going to both have a good year. But 750 yards, more than that, don't see that right now. So moving on. Next thought here in the game of buy, sell, or hold here in this six-pack of questions, talk about the Crimson Tide. We're going to look at the offensive line here. So the thought, the Alabama offensive line will give up less than 15 sacks. Will give up 15 sacks or less in the upcoming season for this offensive line. And last season, Bama had the best offensive line in the country. We saw this because it won the Joe Moore Award, but we also saw this because of the chemistry, the continuity, the connectivity that all of these guys had. And the moment that, Landon Dickerson became the center, and this went back to 2019, it fused the entire line together. Mac Jones was the second least sacked quarterback in all of college football season ago. The least sacked quarterback was Zach Wilson from BYU. He was sacked only 11 times last year. Mac Jones sacked only 13 times. So last year's offensive line, we saw what they did. We saw how dominant they were. We saw how successful they were. This year's group is going to try to look to keep Bryce Young off the ground as much as possible. Now, when you look at the fans here, you guys in the chat, you guys are buying this offensive line. Y'all buying it 60%. I like this group, especially with the talent that's coming back. But John, what was my thought there on the offensive line?
Hold up.
Hold for just a moment here. The reason why, left side of the offensive line is experienced, right? Because you got Evan Neal left tackle, Ekiyor left guard, Chris Owens center. That's experience. The right part of that line, I want to see how that shakes out in fall camp, because Tommy Brown could win right guard, Javion Cohan could win right guard, J.C. Latham could win right tackle, Kendall Randolph could win right tackle. I want to see how the right side of this offensive line looks in fall camp before I make my move. It's got potential, but hold that for a minute. I want to see the right side. Moving on, next thought here, and for buy, sell, or hold, and we are taking this to a familiar man, John Mechie, the wide receiver. So thought is, John Mechie will have 10 or more touchdown receptions this season. Mechie will have 10 or more touchdown receptions this season. Mechie, in 2020, he showed he could be explosive when you needed him to be. He showed that. 2 100-yard games against Texas A&M and against Tennessee. 55 catches, 916 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns. His 916 yards were 4th in the SEC a season ago. But now, he's tapped to be the man, the number one guy in the room, the leader of this group, a guy that's got to carry that mantle of taking this group that's solid, but make it try to be a special group here in the upcoming season. Mechie, preseason candidate for the Maxwell Award. You can expect for him also to be a preseason candidate for the Fred Biletnikoff Award. But let's see what you the fans have. You the fans are buying Mechie 71%. You guys are buying that Mechie will have 10 or more touchdowns. John, what was my thought on that?
I'm headed to the bank right now.
You better believe it. Just throw it in the bag. I'm joining y'all, the fans, buying John Mechie with those 10-plus touchdowns. I said it before. I think for Mechie, as he's trying to be the next top 10, top 15 first-round pick at receiver, he's got to have 65 catches, at least 1,300 yards, 10-plus touchdowns. He does that, he's a first-round pick receiver. Buying that there for John Mechie. Moving on here to the next thought, buy, sell, or hold. We're going to take this to the defense here in terms of the interceptions, and the thought process is the Alabama defense will have at least 10 picks, 10 or more picks, but at least 10 interceptions in the upcoming season, this defense. Now, when I look at this group, you've got, of course, in the secondary, you've got Josh Jobe, Jalen Armour-Davis, Malachi Moore, Jordan Battle, DeMarco Hellams. That's your starting nickel group there in the secondary. But as a whole, you've got Christian Harris at linebacker. He had a pick last year in a pivotal moment against Notre Dame. You've got Henry To'oto, who's capable of getting interceptions. You've got Chris Allen and Will Anderson, who are capable of getting picks. You got guys in the defensive line that are capable of getting interceptions. We saw this last season with Justin Aboigbe against Georgia. Got a pick in that matchup. So this is a defense that is capable of, creating turnovers, making big plays, and a group that I've talked about this the last 3 years. People have said you're no longer good, not special, not elite, not dominant, not marquee. You guys have taken a step back. This group playing with its hair on fire this season. It will play with dominance. It will play with passion. It will play with pride. It will play like it knows what it's about. You guys as fans buying the Bama defense 67% to get those 10 picks. You guys are buying it 67%. John, what was my thought on that?
I'm headed to the bank right now.
I'm shaking the dice game up and rolling with the fans, baby. I'm buying it also. Bama getting those 10 picks. Malachi Moore, DeMarco Hellams, the rest of the gang, they're hungry in the secondary, like the linebacker play, like the defensive line play that can create those turnovers. I think this defense can get 10-plus interceptions here in the upcoming season. Moving on here, next thought here in buy, sell, or hold, we go to Nick Saban. Alabama head coach Nick Saban, and the final thought here, buy, sell, or hold. So, SEC Media Day edition. Nick Saban will at least get one question thrown to him where he goes off. He will get one question thrown to him that he goes into mid-season mode and he rips the media a new one. Buy, sell, or hold for this question. We all know Nick Saban. We have all known that he gives the best one-liners, the best gems, the best moments when it comes down to press conferences. And we take those moments and we put them on loop throughout the entire season. I think all of us can quote some of our famous Nick Saban rants of all time. And normally at media days or normally at events like these, he will get thrown something that sets him off, something that puts him on edge, something that probably does not need to be asked, but the media will draw straws and act like, okay, who wants to go? Who wants to be the brave soldier to tick Saban off? Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it? Somebody wants to get their name in the paper. Who wants to tick Saban off? No, it's not me doing this. Oh, no. Oh, God. No, it's not me. Oh, gosh. No, it's not me doing this. But, as always, you always got to have those people to ask that question. But you, the fans, you guys are buying it 50%. You guys are holding it 36%. So 50% buy from U.S. fans, 30% hold on Nick Saban getting that question that ticks him off. John, play my answer.
I'm headed to the bank right now.
I'm sorry, Saban, I'm buying it. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm buying it. Somebody is going to throw Saban the question that's going to tick him off. I can feel it right now. I can feel it inside of me. Somebody is going to throw Saban a question that's going to tick him off, and we're going to get mid-season form Saban at the podium on Wednesday. Once again, I will try my hardest to not let this be me. But somebody is going to throw him a question, and they're going to get the horns. They're going to get all the anger. They're going to get the frustration. They're going to get the full bull. They're going to get Nick Saban. They're going to get Saban at this SEC Media Days. But that's just my thoughts right there. Great new addition. Great segment there. Buy, sell, or hold 6-pack of questions talking about your Crimson Tide for this season, including one as an SEC Media Day edition talking about one Coach Saban. But as always, Bama fans, if you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide, you can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You can download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio listening needs, we got you covered right here. iTunes, our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, iHeartRadio. Got you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I will be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. As always, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link will be in the description. If you're also trying to get you that new edition, fresh edition, print edition of TDA, the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, you click join, become a member, a subscriber today. That link in the description. And if you're also trying to get your hands on the 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of our guys at weownthefourthquarter.com. That's weownthefourthquarter.com. That link found in the description as well. But until next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. Check out TDA, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Follow us on Wednesday. We'll be in the building in the Hyatt Regency Winfrey Hotel in Hoover to get Nick Saban and Bama for SEC Media Days. But until next time, folks, so long, everybody. It's been in my own words.